flooding and also much more severe, and also the long trek for the next year for the winter as well after this video to be the intro into the next year. We are actually looking out for the going over the day for the tomorrow for the year 2022, because the tomorrow outlook for chance for the severe weather is going to be much more tensier for tomorrow event. And also there's going to be a little bit flooding each little bit area for tomorrow as well. The storm going to be around around 3 p.m. But there are lots of activity for over tonight as well, with lots of dew points round of a lot, very high of dew points scenario as well. Just much as each area is going to have much more danger for the severe weather. And the jet stream or the wind shear just could be much more intensier in the region as well. There's on the cable notes for the over tonight as well. There's around 11, there's a little bit chance round for Texas as well. This is what is going on with the flooding actually, and it's going to be much more stronger over time with the flooding. Reality it is just depending on where the storms going, precipitation with the storms and also severe weather and also flooding. But the snow is going to talk about right now. Around the Rockies of the snow at 6 a.m. There's much more than early this morning for the snow. There's going to be very heavy snow and also a little bit heavy flooding as well. So much precipitation it is still out there for the rain. The flooding problem is just how much it is going to be the atmosphere precipitation. This will look like in 6 hours. You can see where's the flooding. See in the areas around the flooding is going to be around 2 inches of rain. That's what it could look like. But it's just much more problem for those states, and still what is going on with the weather with that still out there for each region as well. For the temperature outlook to see what is happening, this is what is the model predicting the massive cold air near North Canada will be a ultra blast to all the way to almost like the United States as well. To see the closer it is going to get very huge at the overnight at 1 p.m. the next year, around 1 p.m. And actually, and it will be very cold, and it will be all the way to all the United States. And then behind that cold air, there's a little bit warm air feeding it back. It's just how much cold will be as well. And also below average precipitation will be there as well. You can kind of see it at the precipitation. You can kind of see where the warm air by the blue and the purple is. And then by the cold, dry air is by the red and brown region. And you can see it's just moving much more eastward as well. But it's really going to be really dry, and also there's not going to be a lot of heat in the United States, but the west coast it's going to be really warm on that day. But for over the longer periods for the time when the warm air going to reach to the United States, it's going to be much more depending on the cold air and the warm pressure in the atmosphere, because you can see the very cold, the jet stream is like the cold air like dripping down the northern Canada, and it sweeps up really Gulf of Mexico, really warm air as well. So it's really hard to depend on those two factors of really cold air and really dry air to depending on where you're going to get precipitation. That's what it is. I try to tell you guys about it. This is what is behind that storm, but there's not a lot chance for snow for the United States, but when you get a little bit closer, you can see much bigger picture of as well. Just much more scarier than you thought about the snow, and it's just going precipitation. It will be much more closer as well. There's a different topical to think about what is going to happening during January. I was trying to show you guys about the short range, show you though how much could be much rainer as well. So how much is just going to get closer to it, and also the wind speeds does go be a different story as well. There's very strong winds eventually coming to the United States earlier on over time, but there's not really strong the winds for the United States. But when we get a little bit closer, we can see the bigger picture, and we can see where there's low pressure forming. You can see the lines get further to the Florida down there. There's how much is the different story going to take place with the rain and also snow as well. This is the story of extreme weather out here.